Hello everyone, this is my lecture number 15 and the topic is DC transient analysis, second order circuit, step response. That means with independent sources. In last lecture, I discussed about DC transient analysis of second order circuit, source free circuit basically. That is we have only RLC either connected in series or in parallel, and what is the response. Now here in this case we will have the same kind of response. Okay, that means the response are either overdamped, underdamped or critically damped. Now just let this is the circuit diagram. We have a source that will connect at t equal to 0 to this RLC series circuit. Now if we write the KVL around the loop after switching operation, what we can find that voltage drop across R is nothing but I into R. Voltage drop across inductor is L di dt plus voltage drop across capacitor is say V, that is equal to Vs, that is the supply voltage. Now we know that this is a series circuit, so current, what is the current flowing? I equal to C dV dt, that we can write. Now what we can do is we can put this C I value here. Then after that we can divide that by LC. So if we put I equal to here, then what we will have? LC d square V dt square, right? And the term LC was there. We can divide that by LC, then it will be d square V dt square. Now here it will be R C dV dt. If we put I equal to C dV dt and divide by LC, then CC will cancel it out. We will left with R by L dV dt, R by L dV dt. And here V by, there is no concept of I is not there, so V by LC, so V by LC, and here Vs by LC. So this is the equation that we got. This is the, now you can see this is the second order equation, second order differential equation. Okay, d square V dt square. So now the equation, what will be the response then? Now as we know in from the previous lectures that the solution can have two components, transient response and steady state response. The Vt can be written as Vtt, that is transient response, and it is steady state response. Now transient response will be same as the source free circuit. That means if it is depend on value of the roots. Okay, so from this equation we can find out the root just like the previous case, that is you can find out alpha and omega 0, right? For series circuit alpha is nothing but R by 2L and omega 0 is 1 by root of LC. Then that if it is alpha greater than omega 0, then that will be overdamped case. So the equation or the response is a1 e to the power s1t plus a2 e to the power s2t. If it is alpha and omega 0 is same, then that is critically damped, and the response is a1 plus a2t into e to the power minus alpha t. And if it is alpha less than omega 0, then we can find out that that is underdamped. The response is a1 cosine of omega dt plus a2 sine omega dt into e to the power minus alpha t. Omega d, where omega d is nothing but root over of omega 0 square minus alpha square. Now in that circuit, for this step response circuit, what we have to do is we have to find out the final value. Now the final value is that is the steady state response. That is the final value. Okay. Now that we can say this value will be what? If it is steady state, this is short circuit, this is open circuit. So across the volt capacitor, what is the voltage? Nothing but Vs. So we can write here V infinity equal to Vs, right? That means the total response will be what? The steady state response here plus Vs, steady state response plus Vs, steady state response plus Vs. That means whatever we have done in previous lecture to find out this overdamped, critically damped, underdamped response for source free circuit, that we have to apply and Along with that, we have to find out the V infinity value that we have to simply add. Okay. So now let us take one example and do it. Now say for this circuit, what we can see that switch at t equal to 0 switch opens. Then at t less than 0 it is closed. If it is closed and it is at steady state condition, then what we can say, inductor is short circuited, capacitor is open circuited. Then what is the value of inductor current? Nothing but 24 divided by R plus 1, right, through this path. Now here R is 5 ohm. We have to find out for different R value. R is 5 ohm. So 24 divided by 5 plus 1, that is 4 ampere. Okay. And what is the capacitor voltage? Voltage across the 1 ohm resistor, that is 4 into 1, so 4 volt. Or you can apply the voltage division rule also, that is 24 into 1 divided by 6, that is equal to 4 volt. So from that we got the initial value I0 and V0. First thing, first point, we have to find out the initial values. Okay, that is t less than 0. That will be equal to at t 0 plus. Okay. Now we can find out, we know the value of RLC. So what we have to do is we have to find out roots of the characteristic equation. So alpha equal to nothing but R by 12, right? Now here R is 5, here L is 1, so we got alpha, omega 0 is 1 by root of LC, then we got value as 2. Now what we can see here, that alpha is greater than omega 0, that means it is overdamped natural response should be there. So for that, the total response equation is VSS plus the overdamped case. Now we have to find out the steady state response after switching operation. And after switching operation, what happens? This 1 ohm resistor is not there, it is disconnected, and in that case, what is the value of the voltage across capacitor? That will be nothing but 24 volt, and current is 0. So V value Vt is nothing but VSS is nothing but 24. So you got this 24 plus this expression, and already we have found out the value of S by putting value of alpha and omega 0. Okay, so that S1 S2 value that we can put it here. So and then we can take put t equal to 0. V0 is nothing but 4, which is already got. V0 is 4 volt. So then 24 plus this value, that is e to the power 0, e to the power 0, so a1 plus a2. So a1 plus a2 equal to 20 minus 20, that we got one equation. We need another equation from where we will get that by calculating the dv dt. Okay. So now what we can do is we can find the equation that we have used in previous section, or else we can do it like that way also, that I is nothing but c dv0 dt. So dv0 dt is nothing but I0 by c. I0 is already we have found out the initial current by c, so we got dv0 dt. So now we have to differentiate this particular term. Okay, it will complete total response. So if you do differentiation, this 24 factor will become 0, and we will get this expression. Put t equal to 0, so dv0 dt equal to this expression we got, and putting dv0 dt value here. So we got two expression in terms of a1 a2. Solve it, we will get a1 and a2. Put this into this equation, so we will get the total response. Now see here, this part comes into picture, that is the extra one, that is due to the step response or due to the source, independent source. This part is the transient response. Okay. Now if R equal to 4, then what will happen? Then 4 plus 1, that will be equal to 5. Okay. So that is 4 plus 1. So you got value of I. Voltage is 1 into this, because voltage drop is across the 1 ohm resistor. Okay. So current into resistance, that is we got, that is 4.8 volt. Now we can find out, and omega 0 will be same because ALC value is not changing. alpha r by 12, so you got the alpha value. Now we can see that alpha and omega 0 is same, so response is critically damped. So we can write the equation total response dss plus a1 plus a2t into e to the power minus 2t, putting this alpha value here. Now we can find out the VSS or final capacitor voltage is 24 itself, so we can put this value here. Now put t equal to 0, then what we will get, if we put now V in this equation, if we put t equal to 0, what we will get, this is 4.8, right? V0 is 4.8 and this is 224, okay, and this part becomes only a1 because this 1, this is 0, okay. So we got a1 value. Now I equal to c dv dt, so you can find out dv dt value, that is I by initial current I by c. So, and then you have to differentiate this particular total response. By differentiating, we got this, put t equal to 0, and by putting dv0 dt value here, we got this expression. You know value of a1, we can get value of a2, okay. Then we can put the value of a1 a2 in that particular total response equation. We will get particular total response equation. Now if when r equal to 1, what happens, here R value is 1 and another resistance is there 1, so current value we got, voltage value also you can find out 1 into that current. Then R by 12 it is 0.5 and omega 0 is 2, remains unchanged as capacitor inductor value remains the same. So here what we can see, alpha less than omega 0, so it has underdamped response. So we have to find out the roots of the equation, minus alpha plus minus root over alpha square minus omega 0 square, and we got this value. This is alpha, this is omega d. So total response is Vs plus Vs you have to add because this is step response, a1 cosine omega dt plus a2 sine omega dt into e to the minus alpha t. So in that equation you can put alpha t value 0.5, okay, then wd value here, and final value already you know, that is 24 volt. Now in that equation we have to put v t equal to 0, so v0 is nothing but 12 volt, so 12 equal to this 24, and from here we get only a1 because sine 0 is 0 and this 1. Now what you have to do is you have to find out again I equal to c dv0 by dt, so you can find out dv0 dt value I0 by c, so you got this value. Then you have to do dvt by dt, that means this total response you have to differentiate. After differentiation we get this total expression. Then by putting t equal to 0 we got only this expression, that is sine terms becomes 0, only cosine term, the cosine term becomes 1. So we have here a1 0.5 here and here a2 into this 1.936, other terms becomes 0, and we already know the value of a1, so we have to put it here. We can find out value of a2 very easily, okay. So by putting a1 a2 value we got the total expression, total underdamped expression. Now if we plot this graph, this will look like this. So from this graph what we can observe, this is underdamped, so it shows some oscillations and goes to the value 24 volt. This is the steady state value, it goes to 24 volt, okay, it goes to 24 volt. For critically damped, you can observe that for critically damped it reaches this 24 volt earlier, but for over damped it goes like that. That means it takes more time to settle to reach to the steady state value. Critically damped reached faster way, okay, and that means what, depend on application we have to decide that which one you have to choose. Suppose little bit of oscillation is not doing any harm to your circuit, then we can allow under damped. Maybe your circuit is so much that you have to get faster response, then you have to go for the critically damped. Okay, then suppose you have to get the response time is okay, limit time you can go further way, but response should be very slow and steady. So for that we can apply this over damped case. Okay, now say step response of parallel RLC circuit. Now in this case, parallel RLC circuit, so here the current is dividing, so current is nothing but here, if capacitor voltage is V, so this top node voltage is V. Okay, so V by R is, this is the current through inductor I, and current through capacitor is C dVdt, equal to this current Is. Now what we can do is, we know that V equal to L didt. Okay, so we can put this V equal to L didt in this equation. Then what you will get, if we put here L di dt, so it will be LC d square I dt. So d square I dt square, we have LC term here, so we can divide it by LC, so that will cancel out. Now here we have d d v equal to L di dt, so we have L di dt and divided by LC, so L cancel out, we have 1 by RC di dt plus I by LC, and here Is by LC. So this is the characteristic equation or the differential equation that we got. This is again you can see second order differential equation. Now complete response is again transient time plus steady state value. So we have to add the steady state current value here with the individual response, over damped, critical damped, and under damped response. So same process we have to go. Now you can see here, here also alpha value is nothing but 1 by RC, 1 by 2 RC. Okay, it will come to, if we solve it, you will get the characteristic equation. So for source free and step response, the value of alpha and omega 0 is are the same. Okay. Now for this circuit, what you can observe is that switch is closed at t equal to 0, going down. So at t equal to less than 0, switch is open. Okay. Now then what happened, this has two sub circuit, this is one circuit, this part, and this is another part. Now for this left hand, this part, what happened, the current I is nothing but 4 ampere. Okay, and for this circuit, what we can observe is that that is 30 u minus tv. Ut means it is equal to 1 t greater than equal to 0, 0 t less than 0, and u minus t means the opposite of that. That means it will be 0 for t greater than equal to 0 and 1 for t less than 0. So t less than 0, this value is 0. When, so therefore t less than 0, what happened, this is not working at all, right? Capacitor acts like open circuit, the voltage across it is the same as the voltage across the 20 ohm resistor. Okay, that means what, this 30 volt is operating for t less than 0, and this is also operating for t less than 0. Okay, that means what is the voltage drop across this capacitor is nothing but, we have in this circuit, in this circuit, this voltage drop is nothing but voltage drop across 20 ohm resistor. We have another resistor here, that means we have to find out the voltage division rule, and this capacitor is open circuited. So 30 into 20 divided by 20 plus 20, so 15 volt is the initial voltage. This voltage source is working t less than 0 because it is u minus t. If it is u of t, then at t less than 0 it will be 0, not operative. So now Now after the switching operation, after with t equal to t greater than 0, what happened? It is closed. Okay, then these voltage source become 0, because t greater than 0 it is 0. That means it has 0 means it is not there. Okay, this become basically short circuited. Now what we can observe, that we have current source, inductor, resistance, capacitor, another resistance which is parallel with this 20 ohm resistance. So this 20 ohm and this 20 ohm resistors are in parallel. So effective resistance is 10 ohm. Okay, so we have 20 Henry inductor, 10 ohm resistor, 8 millifarad capacitor in parallel with 4 ampere current source. So we can find out alpha 1 by 2 RC, omega 0 1 by root of LC by putting R equal to 10. Okay. We got this value alpha and omega 0. Now we can see that alpha is greater than omega 0. That means it is for overdamped response. So we can find out S1 and S2 value, both are real and negative. So current response we can write as Is plus this. So what happened? We have to find out Is, our final value. Now how we can find out Is? So this capacitor become open circuited, inductor becomes short circuited. So all the current will flow through this inductor. That means 4 ampere. So steady state value, that is Is, is nothing but 4 ampere. So what we can write here, that is It, by putting in this equation, by putting t equal to 0, what we can write, that a1 plus a2, this e to the power term becomes 1 plus 4 equal to 4. Why? Because the I0 is 4 ampere. Okay, so I1 A2 equal minus a1, that we got. Now what you have to do is you have to find out di0 by dt. Okay, so from this equation we find out di0 by dt. Now we know LdI0 dt equal to V0. Okay, so we know what is the value of V0, that is 15 volt. Then we can find out di0 dt. That value we can put it here. Okay. Then we can solve. A2 is minus A1, so we can solve it. We get the value of A2 and A1. Then we can put this value here. Okay. So now another point is that we got this IT. Now we can obtain VT value also. Okay, so we know the value of IT. Now we can find out value of VT. Okay, what that is nothing but LDIDT. Okay, which is LDIDT, or IRT you can find out by VT by 20, that is LDIDT by 20. Then you can solve for that. Okay, that means if we know this current I, if you know the current I, we can find out this voltage. This is nothing but the voltage across R. Then you can find out IR also. Okay, so this is the way we have to solve. So try to practice more source free circuit, then go for this step response. Nothing is there in step response. Only thing you have to add this Is or Vs, depend on whether you are calculating series circuit or parallel circuit. Other formulas are the same. Now, now let us see another type of problem, that is find the complete response V and then I for t greater than 0 in the following circuit. So this switch is open. Okay, that means that time this has no effect. If it is in steady state, capacitor open circuited, inductor short circuited, then V0 minus is nothing but this 12 volt, no drop across 4 ohm resistor as current is 0. So current is 0. Now when we switch on at t equal to 0 plus, the circuit look like this, right? Now by continuity of capacitor voltage inductor current, we can find that V0 plus equal to V0 minus equal to 12 volt, I0 plus equal to I0 minus equal to 0 amp. Okay. Now from this circuit, what we can write to get dV0 by dt, what we can use C dV dt by IC, that is dV by dt equal to IC by C. Now from this circuit, if you have this node A, right, then what you can write that I0 plus equal to IC0 plus I0 plus, that is this current, equal to IC0 plus this capacitor current, and this one is V by 2, V0 plus by 2. So what we can write here, that I0 plus is 0, okay, IC0 plus plus V0 plus value by 2. So we got IC0 plus value. So if you know IC0 plus, you know C, so you can find out dV0 by dt. Now we have to find out infinity. At infinity, what will be the value? At infinity means that time this capacitor become open circuit, inductor becomes short circuited. So capacitor voltage will be what? Voltage division 12 into 2 divided by 6, that is 4 volt, and current equal to 12 divided by 4 plus 2 6, that is 2. So 12 2 ampere current and 2 volt 4 voltage, and voltage is 4 volt. So now what we can do is, here we are not, here I am not trying to, here I am trying to derive the equation, that is the derive the second order equation, second order differential equation. Okay, so now by turning off the 12 volt source, what we can have, the circuit is like that. Okay, now what we can write, I equal to V by 2 plus C dV dt, that is C equal to 1 by 2, 1 by 2 dV dt. Now if we apply KVL to left mesh here, what we can write, 4I equal to L di dt, 1 is the L value, di dt plus V equal to 0. Now what we can do, we can put this I into this equation. Then what we will get, 4I, 4 into V by 2, 2V, right? Again 2 dV dt. So by putting I into this equation, we get this one. After solving, we get this equation. Now in that equation, if we, this is, we can form the characteristic equation by putting that V equal to, say, A e to the power st. Okay, then if you solve, you will get the expression like x square plus 5s plus 6 equal to 0. So from this we can find out the roots are -2 -3. That means it is the overdamped case. Okay. So here what I am trying to do is, we are forming the differential equation, not just directly finding out the alpha and omega 0 value. Okay. So by forming this differential equation, we can find out S1 S2, then we can find out this overdamped. Now how it is overdamped, I didn't find out this value of alpha and omega 0, then how I can say overdamped? Because overdamped, the condition is the roots of the characteristic equation must be negative and real, unequal and real, say unequal and real. These two are unequal, and these two S1 and S2 are unequal and real number. So this is overdamped. If both are same, then critically damped. Okay, and if it is complex, then it is underdamped. So overdamped formula, you know that you can write here. You know the V infinity value also, that is 4 volt. So you can add that value, transient plus VSS steady state value, we can add with that. Now we can put VT equal to 0. Now V0 we know that is 12 volt. V0 is 12 volt here. So that we can put it here. So we got A plus B equal to this. Now here I am using A plus B, and in previous problems A1 A2, that doesn't matter, that is a constant only. Now we have to find out dV dt value. So differentiating this equation, complete response. We got this one. Now dvdt, now here we have to put t equal to 0. Now dvdt value already we got here, where it is, that is minus 12 volt per second. So minus 12 by putting t equal to 0. So you got another equation, solve it, you will get a and b value, you get the response. Okay. Now this is another one, another example. Let me just show you. Now in this case, what we can see that this is a circuit having voltage of 7 ut. Okay. Now this is a second order circuit because we have, though we have RL, but we have two inductor, right? Now let us see what will happen here. Now for t less than 0, 7 ut, this voltage is 0. If this is 0, what happen? These two current, IL1 say and IL2, okay, or I1, I2, both are basically 0, right? So both are 0, and what is the voltage of that? Voltage was V0 here, that will be also 0 because current is 0. Okay. Now if we apply at t equal to 0 plus, okay, that means when this voltage source comes into picture, if we apply KVL across this loop, what we can write? 7 volt equal to 3 I1 0 plus VL 0 plus V0 0 plus, right? So VL 0 plus equal to what? Nothing but 7 volt. Why? Because I1 is 0, okay, and V0 also 0. That means capacitor voltage previously was 0 and previous current also 0. Okay. So because of that, when we just start, when this voltage source comes into picture, what will happen? VL0 becomes 7 volt. Since L1 D1 dt equal to VL1, so we can find out di0 plus by dt, that is VL1 by L1, that is 7 by L value 14 volt per second. Now L2, that is for second inductor, di2 dt is VL2, so VL2 is 0, so di2 0 plus dt equal to 0. Now when t goes to infinity, what will happen? When t goes to infinity, this inductor both goes to short circuited. Then what is the current that is flowing? This is short circuit, so this part becomes short circuit, so current is nothing but 7 by 3 ampere. Okay. Now we have to obtain the response, transient response, by removing the voltage source. If you remove this voltage source, what will happen? You have to write KVL equation. Then current will be what? 3 plus 4, 4I1, right? Minus 1I2, okay, plus L di dt. That is half di1 dt. di1 dt. Okay. And for second loop, that is I2 minus I1, okay, 1 by 5 di2 dt. So we got these two expressions. Now from these two expression, what we can do is I2 equal to, from first equation we can find out I2 equal to what, right? Then that we can put in second equation, this I2 equation, and solving we will get one differential, second order differential equation. Now from that what we got, a square plus 13s plus 30. Okay. If we take I1 equal to say a to the power st and try to solve it, we will get characteristic equation as a square plus 13s plus 30. Okay. From that we can find out value of s. So both are again unequal and real. So transient response is overdamped. So we can write the equation once again. I infinity, you know the value of I infinity. We can add with that to get the total expression, total complete response. Now put t equal to 0 here. Okay, t equal to 0 here. So what we got? A plus b, and di I1t, the initial value that current is was 0. because that time there is no voltage source, so current was 0, inductor current. So A plus the value we got. Okay. Now taking derivative of I1t, okay, and you know the derivative value, that is di1 by dt, di1 by dt, that you got it here, di1 0 by dt 14. Okay, so that we can put it here, and differentiation of this will get minus 3a minus 10b. Okay, so we got two equations, solve it for a1 and b, a and b, so we got this expression by putting this value here. Okay, so that is the response. Now let us just tell you about one point. So that is the DC transient analysis part. So in DC transient analysis, what we have to always we have to consider, that is the transient response and steady state response. Now transient response means it can be natural response. Okay, that means it goes to 0. Now always we have to think whether RLC circuit is series or parallel, whatever the circuit may be, and before switching, what is the condition, initial value you have to find out. Then after switching at t equal to 0 plus, you have to find out the second initial condition, that is either dv0 dt or di0 dt. Okay, then you can find out the characteristic equation like this way, by at t equal to infinity, after the switching operation, after the switching operation okay, after the switching operation at t equal to 0 plus, by deactivating the sources, independent sources, you can find out the writing KVL equation, you can find out this characteristic equation, or else you can solve it by finding value of alpha and omega 0, then find out with what is the response of that, over damped, under damped, or critically damped. According to that, you have to solve the problem. Okay. Now there is one point I want to just let you know, that is duality. The concept of duality is a time saving effort or saving measure of solving circuit problems. So consider the similarity between, so these two equations, this is for RLC series circuit, this is for RLC parallel circuit. In series circuit current is same, so this is in terms of current. Parallel circuit the voltage is same, so it is in terms of voltage. Now this is a basically dual with each other. This is a dual. Now what are the dual? Dual pairs are nothing but resistance conductance is a dual pair, inductor capacitance dual pair, voltage current is dual pair. That's like that Thevenin and Norton theorem is dual of that. Voltage source we can convert into current source can be converted to voltage source. So that is a dual. Voltage source, current source. Node and mesh can also be dual. Series path, parallel path is the dual. Open circuit, short circuit is the dual. KVL, KCL is the dual. That means those are the dual pairs. Okay. So what we can do is, suppose this is a circuit, we can make it dual of this circuit. So now this is how we can do that. Now for that, any circuit, each mesh, how many meshes are there? Two. So we have two nodes and another node, that is source node, difference node. So this is the circuit. We have two node and another node, that is a reference node. Okay. Now what we can do is that these two, one, two, three, these three elements in series, right? Under this mesh, so at this node, one node, we must have these three series element convert into parallel element. Voltage source 6 volt convert into, so 0 and 1. So between that we have 0 and 1, we have three branches again, because we have three elements. So we have three branches. One is voltage source, dual is current source, same value. Resistance, the dual of resistance is conductance, that is 1 by R. Now 1 by 2 is nothing but half, that is 0.5, and this switch. Okay. switch was closed position here, here it will be open position. Okay, and at node between 1 and 2 node, if we connect this, what we have? Inductor. But inductor dual is capacitor. So what we have between one node and two node, we must have capacitor. Okay, and then again we have a capacitor, that dual is inductor. So from 2 to this 0 node, again we will have inductor, once again and inductor. So this circuit and this circuit is dual of each other. Okay. Now let us take another example. Say here we have three meshes, so we must have three node and one reference node. Okay, so three node, one reference node. Okay, so 1 2 3 0. Now here we have one voltage source only. Okay, so that will convert into current source. So that 0 to 1, instead of voltage source we will have a current source. Okay, and between 1 and 2, what we have? A capacitor, that will dual of that is inductor. 2 and 3, what we have? Resistor 20 ohm, that will convert to conductance, that is 1 by 20 ohm. Okay, and 3 and 0, current source 3 ohm, that will be 3 volt voltage source. Okay, and what happened to this? Now this is what happened. This is basically now 2 to 0. Okay, it goes 2 to 0 as a capacitor, because this one node, two node, this is sidewise connection, so there is no problem. Okay, but this is not connected, this is here only, so it is connected between 2 and 0. Similarly, just like here, between 1 2 we have inductor, 2 and 0 we have this inductor, so that convert to capacitor. 2 and 0 we have capacitor converted to inductor. Now here only we have three branches. Okay, so that three branches between 1 and 0 comes into picture parallelly. Same thing is happening here. Between 1 2 we have capacitor, that goes to inductor, resistance, that change to conductance. 3 and 0, current source goes to voltage source, and the voltage source replaced by current source. Okay, and here this will be not between 1 and 3, this should be connected between 2 and 0, that's why 2 and 0. Okay, so this is the how to draw a dual circuit from a from any kind of circuit. Okay, so this is the extra point that I want to emphasize here, because I have little bit time left. I have time, so I discussed about duality. Okay, so now you can practice some problem regarding this topic, that is DC transient analysis, second order circuit, step response, or with second order circuit with source. Okay, so anyway, so this is it for today. Thank you so much.